Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Pugsley Crew Reviews Podcast, where we talk about films, all manner of films, whether they're good, bad, or just right. We'll watch them because we stupid. Anyway, today we have with us Kerr 9000 as usual. How you doing, dude?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. You been up to much?
Nah, not a lot really. Just the usual.
That's fair. I've been watching the not the Game Awards, but like Summer Game Fest Xbox thing. I missed to play Sony's, and I caught Nintendo's. And there's some good games shown, but you know, that's how it is.
Yeah, I've seen the Nintendo one, and I've flicked through the Microsoft one, but I've not seen the Sony.
Yeah, I need to check it out, but
I think the Nintendo one massively surprised me because we're talking about the end of a console's life.
Yeah.
Here, and you wouldn't think it.
No, you wouldn't. Some pretty cool stuff shown. Still no news on the Switch 2, though, which is a bit of a shame.
That's purpose, though.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I reckon it'll be like maybe September time or something. They'll mention it, and then next year it'll come out. Maybe they plan on doing the same with as they did with the Switch. Who knows?
I think they just want to extend this long enough to make the Switch one of the best-selling consoles ever. Which is, it pretty much is, but obviously they're chasing some set figure.
Yeah. So, the film we watched for this episode was a film came out in 2023. Even though my information says 2030. So what's that? 2300. I don't fucking know. Whatever it is, it's wrong. Definitely didn't come out then. It wasn't 2023. Oop. Anyway, I think it's critically acclaimed. Okay. This is acclaimed for being one of probably the worst films ever. I assume. I've not actually heard much about this film other than it exists.
Nah, it wasn't even what I thought it would be.
No.
If you see the front cover and the title, you're going to think that basically it's a low-rent Jaws with a shark who's nuts on cocaine.
Yeah, because the film is Cocaine Shark, by the way.
Yeah. And the front cover is like boats and helicopters and sharks shooting out of the water, and you're not going to see none of that.
No, nothing at all like that, which is daft. It starts off with a guy really, really bad acting, being like, hey, I'm going to buy some drugs. I'm going to sell you drugs. Hey, and then he gets taken away by another guy. He's like, yeah, we stole that guy's drugs. Now you could tell us the next one is like, hey, I don't know. Okay, fine. They're over there by the beef burgers. It's not what he says, but And then he gets killed by being thrown into a pool with a weird crab shark crossbreed. So, and that repeatedly shows up throughout the film. That is not a cocaine shark. That is just a mutated shark. Because it says in the beginning of the film, there's a exposition with a professor, scientist guy, and he's like, yeah, the place blew up and 3 creatures escaped. One was like a weird bat spider, which you never see apart from when it shows her initially and he's talking about her. One was a half shark, half human hybrid, and one was a half crab, half shark hybrid kind of thing. And that repeatedly shows up. And you do see the half man, half shark thing, but it's clearly not the same half man, half shark that escaped from the lab, because it can't be.
No.
Because it appears that the guy, the main guy, the main character, the cop, whose name I don't even remember. I don't even know if it gets mentioned. Nick, Mike, Nate, I don't know.
I'm trying to think and I'm drawing blanks.
Yeah. Neil. I was close, I think. But he appears to be taking these drugs and he's There's a scene where he first takes the drugs, right? And he's like, there's all this weird noise going like, as he's like on the bed with this weird effect going on, and he's like got his hands kind of clawed up as if he's a T-Rex, and he's just biting at thin air. And the second time he does, he's like, I feel weird doing this. I feel like I'm a shark and I'm aggressive, and I imagined eating someone's head. And I feel really bloated, like I've eaten, my mother's Thanksgiving dinner. And it's like, okay, so he's clearly becoming the shark, which does appear to be the case. But one thing I don't get is that doesn't make sense with the first kill by the half man, half human thing, because he hadn't taken the drugs by then. Unless it was the half man, half human, half shark, half man, or that escaped the lab who seemed to kill the informant guy, which would be weird. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I don't think there's not too much thought gone into the plot. As long as it keeps plodding forward, it will do, sort of thing.
Yeah, it does appear that way. It's I assumed there was cocaine shark because, as you said, you'd think it'd be like this crazy shark on cocaine killing stuff. But it appears to be that it's a drug that's making the guy become a shark man, which isn't actually cocaine. It's like a weird pill. No. So I don't understand that. And also you don't see the bat. So I thought, maybe it's a trilogy of films. But I don't think it is, but you never know. Obviously the spider bat or whatever it was, you don't really see. No. The crab shark, you see loads. For some reason, at some point, obviously, it's like blue screened onto backgrounds. And like sometimes it's literally like as if it's running on the top of the water, half in, half out, and it looks really stupid.
The effects in this film are tremendously awful. And they're awful in so many ways. The shark head on the person is like it's made out of paper mache.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's arguably worse than the heads you get in like the old 1940s, The Fly and sort of things like that, which, clearly you should be able to do better than that now.
You should. And I think the teeth were like little pieces of cardboard.
Yeah.
They looked like little pieces of cardboard just stuck onto his sharky face. It's terrible. The funny thing is, the first, say, half hour, 40 minutes, it was awful. But I was getting a really good laugh out of how awful it was. And then it came to a certain point where I was like, I'm fed up with this now. It's just crap. I'm bored. It's not funny anymore. But like one of the first things I was like, what the fuck is that shark lobster thing? And then obviously it turned out to be mixed with the crab. I think lobster would have been better simply because of how elongated it is.
Yeah. But when they say there's this thing and it's mixed and it's a crab and a shark and we call it the crab shark, I was like, oh, wow. That got me. I was just like, of all the things you could have named it, you just literally named it the two things it is.
Yeah. Could have called it the crusty shark or something, because, crustacean.
Yeah.
Crusty shark or something. But yeah, I did laugh when you saw the man shark first appear and you could see, like, how badly it was made, the shark head. You could see it was just paint, where it was painted, you could see all the, like, paper shit underneath properly. It was,
This is one of those films where I'd say, if you want to make a film, watch this. Because if you're worried if your film will turn out well enough that anybody will watch it or will have any chance out in the world, whatever idea you've got, if you watch this, you'll feel better about your idea.
Yeah.
I made films with my friends when we were all 15 on video camera, and they've all got lost to time because obviously technology's changed backwards and forwards. And I've lost the originals. But they were like 15 to 30 minute long films. And I wish I could find them because they're better than this.
One of the things I did like is the doctors were talking while Neil or whatever his name was in the bed, and they say something along the lines of, "He's pissed and shit himself."
Yeah.
And then he goes back to Neil and he goes, "He's right. I can smell it now."
Oh.
And I was like, "What?" Because he'd supposedly been there for like 2 days out cold, and they've just let him piss and shit himself.
He was like gaffer tape to the bed as well, wasn't he? It was like surgical tape. And my missus is like, you could break that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it didn't look like anything tightly put there, just like crap.
I mean, can't you afford like handcuffs from a joke shop or something? You know, surely there's something not very expensive that'd be a little bit better.
Clearly wasn't in the budget, man.
Nah, clearly not. I've got a feeling more was spent on the toast run in the morning on some films than this film had spent on everything in its budget.
Yeah. I was looking at my notes, and one of the things I've noticed I wrote down is the paper shark, as I'm calling him. When he kills the first guy, I genuinely thought it was funny because of how bad it was. It's like it scrammed him down the face, and there was just like as if someone had just put a little bit of tomato sauce down his face or something. And then I can't even remember. I think it was like just the shark was eating him or something. Like, I didn't like the film. Did you like the film?
No, I didn't like the film. It was I thought when it was picked, it's like an hour and 10 minutes. So how bad can it be? Stick your head down, get out the other side. But it feels a lot longer.
It did feel a lot longer than an hour and 10 minutes.
It works as a joke for 30 minutes, but
nowhere near as good as Cocaine Bear.
I've not seen Cocaine Bear.
You should. Cocaine Bear is genuinely enjoyable. It's silly, but same time, it's more enjoyable. Definitely a lot more enjoyable than this shite.
I think this possibly has hit a new low for the things I've watched on this podcast.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst thing I've watched on for the podcast by far. It's probably not the worst thing I've ever watched, but maybe it is. I don't know. Look at me like that. The missus give me a look, say it's the worst thing I fucking watched. But yeah, I genuinely, when they were doing those drugs, like they really looked like they were in pain. It was supposed to be like really good, like tripping their balls off kind of thing. And it just looked like someone was fucking sticking them with a cattle prod or something. When they were lying in bed. It was hilarious.
I did like, oh, my tummy hurt. It's just,
I liked the bit when they're on the island, right? Near the end. They can't leave the little island because Crab Shark is trying to kill them. Which Crab Shark could have just come on land and killed them. Because it's a crab shark.
Yeah.
There's a point where a woman is being held hostage. They're breaking them free. There's several things I liked about that part. Is one, every chance she got, she said, shoot the guy who had held a hostage. Like, any reason at all, shoot him. It's like, really? Like, she really, really wanted him to be shot. And the other thing is they're on the phone, the police, right? And he's like, we're on an island. I don't know what island they're on. And it's just a house on this one island. On this island, there's just one house. And they say something like, we don't know what island we're on. You'll have to find it. And my missus turned around and said, well, can't the person who's living in the house tell them which island they're on?
Never thought about that.
Considering she's living there.
Quite true, isn't it? If you're living on that island, you'd have to know. And she's there and can hear the conversation and never pipes up and goes, oh, it's such and such island.
Yeah. Oh, and don't come by water. come by air. There's something in the water, some kind of monster. And then she's like, you've seen the monster? I thought I was going crazy. And then she opens the front door and starts throwing all her pills away.
Oh, yeah, I love that. That was probably one of the best things. She's thrown like all the antipsychotic medication out the door.
Oh. See, there's some funny moments in this film. But 98% of it is absolute trash. The acting is awful. Most of it is awful. It's just awful. There's some funny things about it, but I think that's more you're laughing at the film than with the film.
Can you think of any examples of films that are as stupid as this, but are actually more entertaining all the way through?
Zombievers. Zombievers is a much better film than this. But that's got this same kind of B-movie, schlocky kind of daftness. And that's got a low budget as well. Better budget than this, obviously, but it's a hell of a lot better. I just wish they made the sequel, Zombies. Because obviously the bees at the end go on the Zombievers and then go into a beehive. Clearly it should have been zombies.
Yeah. That was a good film. I was going to go for the Return of the Killer Tomatoes. If you've never seen that, that is absolute stupid. Tomatoes rolling at people screaming.
I remember it from when I was younger, but I don't remember it in depth. I remember at the same time there was also a cartoon.
Yes, there was.
But I don't remember that very well either. But what I liked about the 80s and 90s is you'd have Terminator or Alien, and they're like 18s and stuff. And then you'd have a kids show and toys. And it's
bizarre. RoboCop as well that we've covered. There's RoboCop cartoon for kids.
Yeah, and a RoboCop TV show. Live action.
How does that work? How do you sell RoboCop to children?
Kids like shooting people.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun, actually. But I don't remember the cartoon for that either, to be honest.
I briefly do, but...
You know what could use a cartoon? Cocaine Shark. You know what? I probably would have been better if it was an animated film with the same budget, because they probably could have done more interesting stuff than, oh no, the shark's killed me and it's literally done a scratch down my face and it looks awful. Or, oh no, the shark's killing me behind a curtain and you can't see anything at all. It's that kind of thing, wasn't it? There was... But yeah, you were saying it was made in 5 or 6 days. And honestly, you'll fucking tell.
Yeah, definitely.
Mrs. said she's surprised it wasn't made in 1. That's brilliant. Yeah, I don't think there was much to like about this film. There was a couple of funny lines, but generally speaking, it was shit.
Yeah.
When I was getting the information of like the year it was made, the director, and I had to put on my on the overlay for the YouTube video, so to speak, the podcast go on YouTube. I noticed there's like a 1.8 star rating on Internet Movie Database out of 10. So it is not exactly classed as a good film, even by a lot of people then. By a lot of people, they think it's shit.
Well, it's 0.3 more than Cocaine Cougar, at least. Oh.
We'll have to watch that at some point. We'll have to watch all the cocaine films.
I'm assuming that's made by the same people, because it comes up in a list of films on the same lines, which also includes Noah's Shark.
Noah's Shark. I did start watching Noah's Shark, and I think we knocked it off. It was worse than this from the beginning. Wow. If I remember correctly, right, Noah's Shark starts off with a guy telling another guy the story of Noah's Shark, and it was Noah was making his boat, the ark for all the animals and his family to go on. Then a shark appeared, which was actually the devil, convinced Noah's son to go on to the ark, and then ate Noah's son.
Wow.
And that's as far as I can remember. Right? Like, I think Noah kicked the shark off. So maybe we'll have to watch Noah's Shark. I think is one we should watch for the podcast for shits and giggles.
Oh dear.
I think some of the same actors are in it from this film. So you know he's going to have good acting.
Oh, because there's such quality actors.
Is there any takeaways from this film that you think of? Anything you liked? Anything you disliked other than all of it?
It made me appreciate a lot of older films a lot more. It made me appreciate the old classic Fly with the paper mache head. And it made me appreciate the old Ray Harryhausen work and stuff, just because we've got so much more now and we can still be worse than back then.
Thing is that when I saw the shark, the crab shark, I thought it was crap. I was thinking, at least it's nice to see a film using practical effects again. My missus said to me, it just looks like a fucking knobbly turd swimming through the water. I was like, really?
Oh dear.
I'm trying to eat some chocolate here and you talk about turd.
It's just how much it doesn't fit in, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Even when she shows the picture of it on her phone. And I'm like, you can do all sorts on flat pictures to make things bleed together. The picture on the phone still looks like a shark stuck on the front of the picture that's there.
Yeah, it's literally like just a screen grab from the actual film instead of something edited separately on the phone. Make it look a bit better.
And I bet, there's probably nerds out there that are into films and have graphic skills that you could have got to have notched that up for free just to have the name in the credits or something. It's...
Yeah, but I guess if you put your name in the credits, you'd probably regret it after seeing the film.
Well, possibly.
Like, why did I put my name on this shit? No, I'll never get a job again. To be honest, there's not much else I can really say about this film. I don't know if you've got anything else to say, but I think it's about time we wrapped up because Cocaine Shark is genuinely bad. It's, like I said, it has a couple of funny moments, but there's so few of them that I honestly would never recommend anyone to watch this film.
Nah, same here.
Just a waste of time and space.
Although if anyone is making a crap horror film, I'll have my name in the credits. I'm sure I could provide something to you.
Yeah, and me. I'll do like a voiceover. Because a lot of this film was voiceover. Like, things were happening, they were just talking over it. Because there was a lot of like flashing back, well, there was the present time, then the flashing back, and then there was a different characters having flashbacks, and it's like, what? Stupid. Oh, well. That's going to be us then. Thank you for taking part, Kerr. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's a pleasure to be on.
Yes. I don't believe you after the horrible things you said about this film. Yeah, bye-bye, everyone. See you again soon.
Bye.
He's awake, so how about getting someone in here to take care of him? A nurse or something. He's pissed and shit in the bed. Stinks in there.
He was right. Now I could smell it.